Alice had a kind heart and sharp, observant eyes. She lived in a city where everyone rushed, but she knew how to pause. That was why, one evening, she heard what others missed. And that's how the story of light, courage, and a small black kitten began. Alice was an ordinary girl with an unusually clear gaze. She lived in a big city where buildings climbed into the sky, and people rarely looked each other in the eye. Her mother died when Alice was very young, but before she passed, she left her daughter one strange thing: a small cloth doll, sewn by her own hands. "When things get hard," her mother said, "feed her, talk to her, and she'll tell you what to do." For a long time, Alice didn't understand those words. The doll stayed in a drawer, wrapped in an old scarf, like a memory that didn't quite fit into the present. After her father remarried, more than the smell of the apartment changed, the air changed. It grew heavy, thick, as if every breath had to be earned. The stepmother moved quietly through the rooms, but her presence filled the space even when she said nothing. Alice quickly realized there was less room for her in this house now. That was when the kitten entered her life. Or rather, first, the doll disappeared. One day, Alice opened the drawer where her mother's talisman had always been and found it empty. She searched everywhere, under the bed, inside closets, across every shelf. Her heart raced. "Looking for something?" the stepmother asked from the doorway, her voice cool. Alice said nothing. "Some old junk?" The woman smiled. "I cleaned up. Anything unnecessary went in the trash." The words hit harder than a shout. Without waiting, Alice ran out of the apartment and down the stairs. Outside, dusk was settling in. Gray trash bins stood near the building, cold and damp. She opened them one by one, ignoring the dirt, the smell, the tears in her eyes. Then she heard it. A soft, broken meow. Alice froze and leaned closer. Inside the bin, among bags and cardboard, sat a tiny black kitten. It was small, fragile, with wide eyes and shaking paws. It wasn't crying loudly. It was pleading. "Are you here too?" Alice whispered. Nearby, inside a torn bag, she saw the scarf. And wrapped in it, the doll. Dirty but unharmed. She pressed the doll to her chest, then looked back at the kitten. It stared at her as if it had been waiting. She didn't hesitate. She wrapped the kitten in her jacket and slipped back home. In the bathroom, under running water, Alice washed the doll and gently dried the kitten with a towel. It was hungry, clinging to her sweater with tiny paws, as if afraid to disappear. From that day on, the kitten lived with her in secret. During the day, it hid. At night, it slept beside her, curled into a small black ball near her heart. Alice shared bits of food with it and whispered her fears. The kitten listened, quietly, seriously. And every night, when things felt especially heavy, it purred, steady and calm, as if reminding her, "You're not alone." When the house became unbearable and the stepmother sent Alice to fetch light, the kitten went with her. It wasn't afraid of the dark road. It didn't run or resist. It simply walked at her side. In Baba Yaga's house, the kitten behaved strangely. It didn't hide or hiss. Instead, it looked Yaga straight in the eyes. Baba Yaga gave a crooked smile. "So," she said, "you didn't come alone." Smart choice. During the trials, when Alice could barely stand, the kitten appeared at the hardest moments. It didn't do the work for her, but it showed her she was on the right path. When she hesitated, it stopped. When she went the wrong way, it vanished from sight. Baba Yaga noticed. "Not everyone sees the ones who guide them through the dark," she said. "You did." When Alice left that place with light inside her, the kitten no longer seemed so small. It was still black, but now its fur seemed to glow with tiny sparks. When she returned to the human world, Alice never went back to the old house. She started a new life. The doll remained as a memory, the kitten as a choice. Over time, it grew, and one day, it simply didn't come back. What it left behind was a warm feeling, like a quiet voice saying, "You can do this on your own now." And Alice could. Because sometimes, a black kitten isn't just something you save. It's your intuition, your shadow, your strength. The one that appears when the light is taken away.